The new LangServe Playground looks much cleaner and is more enjoyable to use than the previous one. In this video, I show you how to go from 0 to using the new LangServe Playground, but not with the default example, which we have here, but with an agent. Because if you start using the new playground, you will see it's not so easy to use it with anything else, which is not the default example from the docs. What I always use the LangServe playground for is to just test out my LangChain apps. And what the cool thing is, if you then push it to hosted LangServe or just host it yourself, you can take the link and send it to others to try it out. So it's really nice to prototype. And you can even use it for internal tooling. So if I want to try out a new chain and use it myself, I push it to hosted LangServe, and then I use the playground. I don't add anything else, and I use it, as it would be in production, which is maybe too much to say, but it's just very easy to get a user interface to try out new things. So let's get right into it. We will create a new LangChain app. If you don't have the CLI tool installed, you can install it with pip install LangChain CLI. I already have it, so I type LangChain app new. I make a hello agent. I don't want to add any other packages. Here you can see the one we just created and Hello Agent 2. Hello Agent 2 is where I just coded everything I will show you now to make sure it actually works. It is a poetry project. Let's go right into the shell and install some things. Poetry L, LangChain, OpenAI, Python.env. Do we need anything else? Probably not. Let's see how far we go with this. Otherwise, we will install it later. Okay, so now we have, as this installs, we just wait and then we open the editor. Great, perfect. So now we have this folder structure where the important part is, of course, here in the Py project toml for all the versions of the libraries you use. And then we will create here a new file which we call hello agent. Perfect. So here we will create our LangChain chain using LangChain expression language. And we just have to remember the right imports from LangChain OpenAI, import chat OpenAI. I hope that's correct. Because this one here, we have to set the right interpreter, I assume, which is probably this one, and it should be resolved. Great. So now let's create a GPT-4 chat OpenAI instance. Almost right. Model is, well, if I remember this, GPT-4, some number and then preview or something like that. Okay, let me check it out. Okay, we use this one here. Great, you can see the whole code already here. So just pause the video, check it out, and then you can already leave. Otherwise, stay a bit longer here. We will use temperature 0 just to make sure that everything works fine with the agent later on. And now we can create a chain, which is just GPT-4. That's the chain, the simplest chain. And then in the server, we have to add a root. We have now the not implemented root, but we need another root, which is the chain what we just created. So we, from hello agent, we import chain, and then we put it here, path. Let's have the path, no, hello agent, I would say. No, that makes sense. Perfect. So now we're almost done. The only thing you have to do is you have to create an .environment file where you will add the OpenAI API key, which I will pause the video while I do it. And then we have to load in the OpenAI key. So we use .env for this. From .env import load.env and also find.env, which makes life sometimes much easier if you have to care less about the paths. This will just load in all environment variables that we have in .env. So see you in 1 sec. Okay, so now I added my API key of OpenAI, and now we can start. We can run the LangServe server, LangChain serve, and boom, it's already starting. We don't have, oh, okay, let's run it like this. Poetry run LangChain serve. That should fix the problem. Awesome, it's ready. We open up the local site. Here we can see all the paths. Per default, you see the FastAPI page. But what we need right now is the Hello Agent page and the playground. This is the important stuff. Working out of the box, at least that it's displayed. I can add the message, human or something else, and press start. And then I get an answer, hopefully. Awesome. GPT-4 asks me how can assist me. And what you see right now is the old or the default playground. But what we want is the new chat playground of LangServe. So how do we do that? We have to first change here or add something here, which is the playground type chat. And now it expects already to take the new chat playground. It here hot reloaded. But the problem will be that if I write something, I won't get an answer. And this is because this kind of playground expects a certain kind of structure, format, how we put it in. And this is something I will not remember, but will copy paste in because I'm happy that I don't have to figure it out again. We have this class, input class, which we will then use with types. So we have here with types, and then we will use input type and the input class. I will also add all those things from over here so that that everything is working. So now we got the first part. Now it will almost work. What is missing still is the prompt. But let's try it out. What will happen now if we run it? It looks again the new one high, and we get an error. So what is the error? The error is we have to input a prompt value, and this is something which is shown in the docs a bit differently. In the docs they pull from, where do we have it? Right, I mixed it up. We use this prompt for now. We use this prompt with, also what do we have? Chat prompt template, right? So this is the right one. Chat prompt template message holder. And now both of this should work. This is from the examples. We just make it into one line, and it looks like it's less complicated. Great. So what we have now, we have this prompt where it expects a list of messages, and this is the list of messages which we have here. It could be human message, AI message, or system message. We create the proper chain, which is not just consisting of one large language model. We have here prompt, chain it together, and with the input type input. And now, guess what? It will work. We type here something hi, and we have an error. Because we didn't rename it right. Is that correct? Yeah, this is probably correct. So we have to rename this from messages to chat history. Perfect. Hi. Yes, we did it! The new chat playground is working. Is it also working if we send another message? I wanna know more about chicken. Wait for it. It is! Great! So we can also send a new message. Now, before we go further to use it with not the example from the docs, which I used right now, similarly, we will just check out why is it cool. Here you can change the message. So for example, how are you doing today? It told me. It can tell me, how can you doing today, bro? And then I tell it, I'm not your bro. I can delete this message, also very handy, and then I just rerun this one. And the new messages will be fed into GPT-4, into the large language model, and it apologizes for something it never actually said. I just put my own words into its mouth. Yeah, it just looks very clean. You can do a few more things with the playground. Right now, let's check out how we can now use an agent. So in order to use an agent, we need to create an agent, and as we use an OpenAI model, we can create an OpenAI agent. Boom. I will copy paste a few more things. First one is DuckDuckGo search. We will create an agent tool which is the DuckDuckGo search, and we will also import it. In order for this to work, we also have to add in the poetry. So we will add here poetry add DuckDuckGo search. Yeah, not the first time I added this, so as we see before, I forgot to add a few packages. We have these agent tools. It's just the search from DuckDuckGo, nothing more for now. You can add as many tools as you want. That's not the difficult part about creating an agent. Then we will copy this stuff over here, boom, and also the imports. This, yeah, we need this part and something else. Agent tools, which is here. Awesome, so we got it almost. Great. So what did we do? If you look up in the docs a way how to create an agent, it will tell you to pull a prompt from the prompt tab, which is totally fine. Right now I didn't want to do it, so I just created this prompt template on my own before, where we have a bunch of templates and placeholders. This one is important here, which is the message history. Before we added it here, now we do it here. I will remove remove this one. The agent scratchpad, always important for the agent. It's something that's done internally. And we have also the user input, which we now have to add to the input class. So here we have now input string. This is important because we need it here for the prompt. And yeah, system message. You are a helpful assistant who makes fun of Swift developers. That should be fine. Now we have the agent we create the agent like this. We have the LangChain agent with the LLM, GPT-4, agent tools, which we defined here, and the prompt, which we had to adapt because the previous prompt which we had here doesn't work with this OpenAI tools agent. Awesome. And then what we do is we change the chain down here, and we will just say chain agent executor, and that's it, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Let's check it out. But before we do that, we should check out first the old playground, because I think we still have to do something that it works in the new playground. So now is it already reloaded? We have to even run it. So we run it. LangServe is serving again, serving humanity. That's what I like. Inputs. Yeah, of course we have to give it the input type again. Where are we here? So with types, input. Yeah, that looks already better. Now hot reload in progress. It's done. Let's check it out. Boom. Oh. Man, if bug fixing would always be so easy with LangChain. Start. Let's see if something pops out from the agent. Takes suspiciously long. We have an OpenAI connection error. Oh well, okay, well, not my fault this time. Let's try it again. See if we now can connect to OpenAI. Which is another thing. What is very cool with the default playground is here that you see all the intermediate steps. That's actually something that might be interesting with the new playground. But on the other hand, on the new playground, you can also share the run. So that's then you can then open it on LangSmith. Okay, let me just pause for a bit and change my VPN, and now we can run again. Okay, now I changed my VPN settings. Let's see if it helps. Yeah, awesome, great. Okay, so yeah, it gave me an output, but it doesn't give me the output in a single message, which I can display in the new LangServe Playground. So what I have to do still is to write a custom output parser, which just gets the output in order that we just display a single string. So let's go back here. Def parse agent output. The agent output is the input. Right, and then I just make return agent output. That should be it. Now I will use this as the part output, but we need to run it with a runnable lambda, which I probably still have to import. Where is it? We imported with LangChain core runnables before I imported it with LangChain and not LangChain. Oops, this is the wrong one. Here we have to go. Good. So now I think we're almost done. Maybe we have to change one more, but hot reload already done. Let's try it out for now with the new playground. Chat playground, yeah. There we go. This you will see if the input schema or output schema is not correct. We have to change something here. Output type string. So now hot reload, we are done, and now it works. So yeah, that was the thing that I just remembered before. You also have to specify the output type as a string in order for the new playground to work with the LangChain OpenAI tools agent. Now let's see. Hi, does it write something? Hi there. Awesome, nice. So now it works. The agent works so far in the new chat playground. Let's try out if it actually can use the tool, right? I mean, what do we have an agent for? Look up the news in Cairo. Let's go. Let's see if there's something about pyramids. I guess there's much more to do. I just don't know so much more about Cairo, but we will learn now about it. That's why I asked it. Now in the background, it uses the tool. It has some thoughts. And then in the end, it will give us the final output thanks to our custom output parser, which was in the runnable lambda. What happens? Hamas requests Egypt to open border, UNICEF donation, regional diplomacy. So yeah, it definitely works. I don't think it made this up. There's no hallucination. In order to know and be sure whether this is a hallucination or not, we will do now something more. We will add the LangChain tracing to see it in LangSmith. I will add here now in the .env file more environment variables, which I cannot show you all. So here we have it. It will look something like this. You put here your OpenAI API key, then the LangChain API key. You just sign up for free. Then you have to set LangChain tracing true, and your LangChain project, you just specify the name, whatever you want. I will pause the video and add my API keys to the actual environment file. Great, okay, I added my environment variables in the right .env file, and we have already a hot reload, I guess. No, I think for this we have to actually run the server again, that it gets the new environment variables, I think. And now let's have the same conversation as before. Hey, why do people actually learn Swift? Next time we will make fun of .NET developers. Awesome. Okay, so it has a lot of things. Shiny object syndrome. Great, I like it. And now we will do also something where it has a lookup in DuckDuckGo. Look up in the internet what's the latest release. Okay, great. Okay, this latest Swift release is 5.10, which I will not double check right now, but what I will do is if the latest runs were successful. So here you have the LangChain project, which I just set as hello agent, and here is the previous trace from the first message where I ask, hi, why do people actually learn Swift? And the cool thing now is that you can see all the different steps. The important step here is that it calls the chat OpenAI class, which then calls to OpenAI with those inputs, system message, human message, and then at the end my parsing logic, so that from this output you get this output. Now at the second run there should be also a tool call, which we have here. Awesome. So DuckDuckGo search, it gets as input latest Swift release version. Awesome. And then we get some output back. And then in the end, it feeds this to OpenAI. So what OpenAI did, what GPT-4 did, it got as input my message. Then it decided to make a tool call, query latest Swift release version. And this was then fed into the DuckDuckGo search tool, which then yielded this output, which was fed again into the chat OpenAI. And I got a final answer, just how an agent in LangChain works. But very nice. You can see here everything, and make sure that when you run something in the new playground where you don't see all the intermediate steps, you can still actually just use the LangSmith interface to check it out. So I would say this is a better interface than the old playground to see the intermediate steps. All right, there you have it. This is how you use the new playground. Why it's cool, because it just looks better. It's easier to edit stuff. Not as easy to set it up first, but you saw it here. What you need is the right input type and the right output type for an agent, and you also need to make sure that you parse the output in a format that the new LangChain Serve Playground can use. I hope this helped you. This code is of course available on GitHub. It's not a lot, but this is always how it works, right? If you got the right code, it doesn't have to be a lot to do a lot of things. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.